We haven't started yet. I've got a class that they're doing, so I keep explaining that because people are like, "What the hell's going on?"
Yeah. What draws you to a project?
I don't know. Just different things excite me. I like the old pulps and comics, and so sometimes I'm drawn to that kind of story. I like literary novels and things, so I'm drawn to that kind. Most of the time, it blends.
But what gets you? What's the spark that gets you to want to write that particular story?
I don't know. Because the sparks can vary. I mean, I can tell you an individual story, what spark may be, or what caused that. But I can't always tell you, generally speaking, but I have to feel a passion for it or an interest in it. And usually once I find that first line, the voice is the most important part to me. Because I was telling Scott here at the store that for me, a really good novel is that the novel itself is the main character, is that the voice. When I pick up something, I want to read it. If I start looking at it and the voice draws me in, then that's what makes me want to read it. I mean, most of the time.
Right. What about in these three stories that we're talking about?
Mystery stories?
No, these three that we're talking.
Well, I think I discussed some of them with real events. There were things in my life, and that's exactly it. There were things that I grew up with, or things that I was interested in, like those old movies, those old horror and science fiction films. Those things are the backbeat of everything I do, is comics and old films and books like by Twain and London and Edgar Rice Burroughs and Kipling and all that. And I'm very much, as an adult, an American reader and writer. That's who I like to read. I read books by people from other countries and all that, but I have to admit I'm much more drawn to the American experience.
Do you go back to Twain still? Because
Twain,
your new book.
Absolutely. Twain is like one of my keystones. I love Mark Twain very much, and he reminds me of my people because that's the way they told stories. They'd sit out under a tree. They couldn't write. Some of them couldn't read, but they could tell stories. And so I come from a storyteller tradition, which I think he did too. So I think in that way we have that connection, even if I hadn't read him. But having read him, of course, even more so.
No, you got 10, 15 minutes.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you see